some of the drama which play out earlier today while the presidential candidate debating issues there. So Kwara politics is entering a defining season, and it's one of the states that you need to look out for. Because 7 years after the O2 movement dramatically drew the state's political map and swept the APC into power, another battle for government house is taking shape, this time with succession, zoning, performance, and the question of whether the opposition can mount a credible challenge all firmly on the table. With Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak approaching the end of his tenure, attention is shifting to what comes next, and the ADC is saying it is ready to offer an alternative. Tonight, I'm being joined by a former spokesperson of the House of Reps and the ADC Kwara governorship candidate, Honorable Zakir Mohammed, who is live for us in our studio. It's a pleasure having you join us tonight.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
You saw the conversation with Senator Saliu Mohammed on Friday, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I didn't watch it, but I saw the snippets, right, eventually. Yeah.
What do you make of what is happening in the state at the moment?
No, it depends. A lot of things are happening. Insecurity is there. There's hunger. There is politicking too. I don't know which of them you want me to talk about.
Let's get
insecurity,
talking.
particularly.
You are from Kwara North.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are those who are thinking maybe it is time for Kwara North.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
because since 1999, I think there's no northerner who has become a governor, and there's over 29 years. It's just fair that somebody from there comes up, because democracy itself is all about, yes, they will tell you its numbers, but at the same time too, it's about collaboration. And of course, when you have collaboration, that's when you have rest of mind. Then, of course, things would governance will be easier, and that's exactly it. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's long overdue for the North to get a governor. We're not just saying that they should give a governor. You look for a competence is very important, and still we have people who can compete with anybody in any part of the state, and
including yourself.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't get it very wrong. I believe that no one zone can produce a governor without the other. There must be collaboration. If you are from Kwara North, you need the central, you need the south. If you are from central, you need the south, you need the north to become a governor. You can't, no one part of Kwara can produce a governor.
But you know, Kwara Central has always predominantly, overwhelmed the space politically, because the number, there is that presence of the voting population in Kwara Central.
Far from it.
And where Kwara Central goes most of the time is where the
I think far from it. Let me tell you, go and look at, voting itself is about blocking. If you produce a block vote, it gives a direction. And over time, even the votes in the central, because of the urban nature of the central, it's not bulk. It's shared between, yes, one party would have the upper hand, but it's shared between parties. And because it's an urban center, you cannot say that that vote goes to a particular party or a particular group. Maybe those in the north have not risked it in the past. And I believe power is not served a la carte. You need to seek for it. And especially if you think you have the wherewithal, you have the qualification and the experience. Yeah.
From 1992, 1993, where we had Shaba Lafiaji, that's the closest we have seen. And there are those who make reference to, talking about Kwara North, getting to the government house. And there are those who will say, perhaps one of the other highest or higher position that we have seen in Kwara North is Ibrahim Bio, who was a former minister. Then Jamila, the daughter, also became a minister for youth.
Yeah.
And those who say Kwara North has gotten a back end of the stick as far as political power sharing.
But those things are appointments, and it has the behest of the appointer to appoint whoever he wants. So you cannot premise this on elective office, especially having to be the governor.
So that's the reason why
if you compare the three zones, Kwara North is backward. Infrastructure deficits have been there, and of course it needs somebody who understands it to be able to take care of certain things. And what the Kwara North need now, it is about the deficit of infrastructure being fixed. Then it will assist the state itself. That's the only state, I'm sure, in North Central that shares border with a neighboring country, Benin Republic, northern part of Benin Republic. A lot of revenue can come in there. And if you go and check the statistics in custom, the highest revenue that comes in from that zone comes in from Kwara, and particularly Baritinka area, because they are by the border.
You look at the situation, and you are from this Bukola Saraki School of Politics.
Yeah.
You literally worked closely with him for a very long time.
Yeah.
You went to the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
See what is happening in Kwara today. APC had a ticket with the Speaker of the House, and there's a lot of infighting there. There are those who had aggrieved, and that's the point where Senator Saliu Mustafa is saying that there is a lot of infighting, a lot of aggrieved persons. Some of them are moving out. Senator Saliu Mustafa, for example, has gone to the PDP. Now, there seems to be a wave towards Bukola Saraki political dynasty. Do you think this in some way might injure your own kind of opportunity? Because you know what Bukola Saraki, and you know your brother also, who is a ticket bearer of the PDP in Kwara State. Do you have a chance?
The PDP, the ADC. No, see, the election in 2021 will be about individuals, not even the party. Because unfortunately, Kwara is a giant, is a crawling giant. The state was created in 1967. But what do we have on ground? Do we have those things to say that it deserves a state that has stayed that long? The answer is between me and you, and it depends on the evaluator. So we believe that let Kwara funds, Kwara State's funds, let it stay in Kwara, so that we can catch up with the rest of the states that have been created by 1967. So for me, politics, there's no permanent friend in politics or permanent enemy. Interest differs from time to time. You alluded to Senator Saraki as, yeah, he's my guy in politics, but of course he's in PDP now, I'm in ADC, so it's about conviction. I think he's convinced, that's why he's in PDP, and I believe that I may not be able to go with the ties of the PDP and I move to the ADC. That's okay. I mean, there should be decency in politics.
But the speaker is there, Kaleka Awu of the PDP.
No, it's in the central, yeah. Kaleka is from the central.
Yeah, I know.
The speaker is from the north, like.
But I'm talking about his popularity.
Well, popularity, it would be unfair to me to ask me the question about who is popular amongst all us. It would be very unfair. It's like giving me an expo. And I think that is a job you can do with your ego eye as a journalist. So, but what I'm sure is that I believe that I'm the most qualified in terms of having the executive and legislative experience. As far as I'm concerned, Kwara is looking for a leader, not somebody who would be guided. Kwara needs a leader who can try to at least translate the pan-Kwara nature of the state so that we can have development. Let hands be on deck. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think I have any enemy in my politics. And everybody is a friend as far as we can collaborate and be able to form a state that is varied.
So it's going to be a question between you and the speaker who can galvanize Kwara North. Because they say you have split the vote of Kwara North.
Yeah, the people say that, but they're forgetting the fact that some of us have stayed our lives in Kwara. I schooled there, I worked in Kwara, and of course I had political appointments in Kwara. I've stayed my life in Ilora, except coming to Abuja to come and be in the House of Reps. I was commissioner there, I was SA, I administered football. And I was commissioner for sports. People are just looking at it from geographical extraction. It's not everybody that comes from your geography that we will vote for you. No, it's far from it. It's possible somebody who you think is from your village might decide to vote for somebody else. So it depends. As far as I'm concerned, I believe that I'm the most qualified because I was in the legislature, I was in the executive, so I'm better placed to see the issues rather openly, rather than fighting people's fights.
And you can outplay your master this time around?
No, you won't call him my master. As far as I'm concerned, politics itself is very dynamic.
Bukola Saraki may not be on the ballot, yeah, but he is in the ballot.
Yeah, but so, you know,
and that sentiment is there.
No, politics is not about individual. It would be unfair to even him.
No, I'm saying I don't learn enough to be able to outplay the master?
That's
the question.
Why are you looking at it that way? So you have
he taught you politics, he didn't?
Yeah, you have taught people broadcasting. I don't know how to do broadcasting more than you.
So you think that you've come
then what I think, the whole thing is about your approach to people. Politics, the ingredients of politics are the people. How can you convince them? What interaction will you do with them? So it wouldn't be unfair to even himself if you're dragging him into this because he's not in the ballot. Yeah, he has somebody on the ballot. But what I'm looking at is to say that Kwarans will be the deciders eventually. Kwarans will decide, okay, there are options. Okay, which out of these options can take us out of this moment?
I mean, considering that ADC has had shambolic outings in the last...
No. See, people, you see, because Nigerians forget too easily. You remember when we formed the APC and we had off-season elections before the election, people wrote APC off. But when it came to the general election, APC won. So for me, off-season elections might not be the definition of the strength of parties.
But this is not one, this is not two.
It doesn't matter.
Different elections.
Go back and look at
ADC.
Go and look at the records at the build-up to 2015. What happened to APC? Exactly. So for me, Nigerians are just studying for the spur of the moment. Let's reflect back. That guides our history. There's a pattern.
But does the ADC has a chance generally? And I'm not talking about Kwara now. At the national
level. Very well. Because let me tell you.
The article, the Rotimi Amechi factor, can it swing vote? Where would the numbers come from? Where are the figures? And you know political science. You understand the psychology of humans.
You brought me as a guest. Ask me a question.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Let me answer the question.
Yeah, let me land on the question.
Were you voted for as a class monitor? No.
Yes,
so
I was.
Listen to me.
By the way, I was 4-year captain of my class.
I ran 3 elections. I lost 1. I won 2. So you should listen to me. I'm an authority on this.
But I'm not interested in that level of politics. So sorry, the question I'm asking is whether or not at the center, Atiku Abubakar and Rotimi Amechi has a chance. And I'd like you to let us know where the figures, where the numbers are for the ADC.
Okay, let me tell you. Look at Nigeria. Look at the demography, for instance. Look at the north. How many candidates do we have from the north? Seriously, grounded. In 2023, the current president had 23.4% of the votes coming from the north because of Muslim ticket. Would he harness the same votes this time around? It's difficult. Because even the Muslim ticket itself, by expectation, I think, has it satisfied that it is for the voter to answer. So if you now come to other parts of the zones, everybody will have his day. And let me tell you, Nigerians are pained now because of the economic realities. How much does the salary we earn or people earn? What does it do some 2 years ago or 3 years ago before a subsidy removal? What does it do now? So for me, it's about the people deciding, and the realities are knocking in. And prices of goods have gone up. And in Nigeria, what goes up, it might be very difficult for it to come down.
So if you are to call it today, if you are to read do the mathematics, who do you think could win that election?
Atiku will win.
By what margin?
It might not
8 million to 6.9 million the last time around.
It's going to be significant. And let me tell you, if the politics of incumbency for you to run through a second term, especially with the fact that elections votes are counting now, it's going to be very difficult. Because you know what? The truth of the matter is that the realities counts. Subsidy removal, what pains are this brought to Nigeria? What is the value of the naira? What is happening with food? What is happening with insecurity? These are questions that are begging for answers. And Nigerians know the answer.
You think that the Tinubu team may not be able to surmount that conversation?
Where's the time? Where's the time? We have maybe less than 6 months to election now. So what happens? What magic will happen before then? I'm from Barutin, which of course shares the old Borgu game reserve and all that. I mean, even though the Waro people were released some time ago, another 100 has been taken from somewhere in Babana, 100 plus. So what exactly is happening? So it's like that.
So this issue will haunt Tinubu.
In Kwara South too, you know that there are abductions that have taken place there too, kidnaps and everything. So for me, I believe that insecurity is very key. Is very key. It's going to be on the conversation. Subsidy is going to be in the conversation. But then, of course, the monies that we earn, what is in our pockets? What does it buy 3 years ago? What will it buy now? So those are the questions, and I'm happy that the what they call it, the campaigns are moving to issues rather than no, you poke me, you break my leg. No, issues are the things that are being addressed now. Somebody said I can return the subsidy, and this is how I'm going to do it. Somebody said no, you cannot do it except you. So Nigerians will decide. We decide. Somebody told us honestly, what do you do to a child who tells you that you told your son that I will buy you an iPhone if you pass an exam? There's a president who told us that if he does not give us light in his first term, we should not vote in the second time. Do you have 24 hours of light? I'm sure they're using diesel here. So it's simple, it's referendum. And Nigerian people will decide who they would entrust their confidence in. And that's about leadership. And that will happen in every part of Nigeria. As for people thinking that some people will sit somewhere to write results, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Why?
I have news for them. It will be bad for those who intend to do that. Every vote will count. Every vote will count. By the design we have in our party, our elections will be done on polling units. We're tired of going to courts. So let it happen in the polling units.
But this time around, ADC is resolute.
Very resolute. Very resolute. And you know, see, there are people even in the ruling party that we interact with. They are friends. We know what they tell us. So sometimes, I've lost election before. Build up to that election, we know what we hear. But you would know that inside of you, if you want to go to a war, especially elections, you will know whether you will lose or you will win. Months before then, you know.
Yeah, but if there are going to be surprises sprung by Atiku and his team, which state do you think will largely give him that push?
The northern states. The northern states, because
so it could likely be an election between Jonathan and Buhari the last time.
He will win. Atiku will win the northwest. He will win the northeast.
Even with Shetima?
Yeah. Yes, the truth of the matter is that Shetima is on the ballot, but not on the ballot. I'm sorry to poke my mouth into it, as vice president, what was his impact in this government? Brilliant man, but was he allowed to work? I'm not speaking for him. Or was he allowed to work? So you can be president and not be president. So, and North Central will be a buy and buy game. Southwest, you can say, okay, the incumbent will have an upper hand, but he will lose some states. He will lose states like Oyo, he will lose like Osho. I know for a fact. Lagos will be a battleground. Lagos will be a battleground.
Now those who said that Tinubu, the greatest margin he could have, he would likely have.
Quote me that he will lose Oyo. Quote me that he will lose Osho. He's going to have battle in Lagos, except they intimidate people. Even if they do, I don't know. I don't know what will happen. But what is very important is that this election that is coming is about issues. And it's about referendum. If exactly Nigerians are satisfied with what he's doing, then they can decide to say go. But those who are serving in government will tell you that they don't want anything to happen to him. They want it to come back. And it depends on a friend of mine who belongs to the ruling party said, look, my eyes are blind, that the things they are seeing, I'm not seeing. I said, okay, maybe because I'm in opposition.
But on the final note, Honorable Zakir Mohammed, my question will be to you tonight. You have your eyes on becoming Kwara State Governor.
Yep.
There are those who will say, what exactly is your agenda? What's your plan? What would you like to do differently? Because what the APC is saying in Kwara is that those of you in the opposition have no idea different. You've not got no better idea.
See, I don't need anybody to tell me how Kwara operates. Because the truth of the matter is that Kwara is a state that is beautifully located in the gateway between the north and the south. We have not exploited that location. Secondly, unfortunately, Kwara used to be a state of harmony where a lot of things can happen. Kwara has one of the best, the land that especially is between Baruti and Kayama. What are we doing with the land? Serious farming, Edupatigi, what are we doing with the lands? People are already farming there. Every particular part of Kwara has one particular crop that you do or the other. So agriculture, I would cut, first and foremost is security. How do we stamp our security? And you have to use technology, like some states are doing. Get a lot of drones, know where these people are located. Then you assist the conventional, what they call it, forces on how they can get them. Of course, you would use your intelligence gathering too. It's very, very key, because if you see something, you say something. I believe that the political will has to be there so that you can be able to combat. No meaningful development will take place with fear.
So on the ballot today,
Yeah.
Zachary is the best candidate.
I am the best candidate, not because I'm saying it. Go and look at our resume. Go and look at the experiences we have. Who out of them was in executive and is in legislature? Maybe the speaker is in legislature now, but has he done executive? No. My brother who is in the PDP, has he? Yeah, he might have worked as a civil servant, but was he superintending over a particular agency? No. Has he gone to the parliament? No. And you know, Kwara needs an exposed governor. What I mean exposed, not exposure as about traveling, no. Exposed to the rudiments of governance and exactly what can you do to do your government or to make it work better. And we have a lot of brilliant minds from Kwara who are everywhere in the world. You get them together. One person's idea cannot take him off. No. What is important is that we put our strongest legs forward.
Honorable Zachary Mohammed was a former spokesperson of the House of Representatives.
So somebody came here and told you that we don't have capable people in Kwara. I think it's in Kwara, no, I think it's not true. You mentioned 2 ministers here. I have several other people to mention in terms of capacity. So I think that is not correct.
And you have a PhD.
Yeah, so for me, it's not about even having the paid letters. It's about the experience, it's about the exposure, it's about the touch, your hands on the deck. That's the truth.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much indeed. Zachary Mohammed is a former member of the House of Reps. He was spokesperson for the House of Reps, and he is now the bearer of the flag and the ticket of the ADC in Kwara for the governorship race. Thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thank you once again.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.